Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Calmlands, episode 6. Welsh Sim Farmer here. I have the apprentice with me in an advisory role sitting next to me today.
Hello.
We have got a busy couple of days ahead of us. I've got some updates for you on the way the map's been set up, some new things and new features that have been put into the map. So if you didn't catch our live from a couple of weeks back, what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this produce that we've got here up to one of the sell points. I'm going to take on a quick tour and we're going to have a quick chat about what we've got planned. So we're going to get this sorted out. Shut this door first. There we go. Jump in the pickup. Ratchet these up. And if you notice anything different about when I ratchet this trailer up, let me know in the comments. First one to notice it. And to pat on the back. There we go. Well, it's not ratcheted up very well, but it'll do. There we go. How's that? So what do we notice that's different about that, I wonder? Anyway, let's get going, shall we? So along with the fermenter that you can see in front of us there, and our mini BJ that we've got running over here, we've got a new sale point area, a new production area up in the top right hand corner of the map. We've got some other new buildings and a new firewood producer that I'm going to show you shortly. So let's take a spin up to the market where we can sell all this produce, and we'll get cracking after that. So the main sort of adjustment that I've made to the play style in the game at the moment is we've got the realistic weather mod included in this. What I've done is I've upped the days per month to 5. If you have a look in the weather forecast there, we've got snow coming at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. So what I was finding was happening was if it was on a lower game day per month or a lower time scale, whenever you mowed grass or anything like that, steady, it would end up being too damp. The grass would be too moist and you couldn't do anything with it but turn it into silage. So a couple of discussions on Discord with a few various people, and they've said to me to up the game days per month to 5, up the time scale to about ×3 to ×4, and that should then settle it down, and it has done. It's made things a lot easier. So we've now got that set up. Realistic weather mod now is running as it should be. I've taken the wrong turning, so we've got the long way around, the scenic route. So as you can see here, we've got these 2 fields that I'd ploughed in last time. They're all now seeded with grass and are ready to grow, all fertilised, limed, rolled, everything. This big field of wheat that we've got here is growing. That's growth stage 5 out of 8, so we've got a few more months to wait for that to finish growing. We've now got some pigs up in a little pig pen up the top there, and then this is one of the big fields that we've got left to seed. So this one and 3 smaller ones down by the main farm at the bottom. So I just need to find out what we're going to seed in those, but I will ask the apprentices advice on that later on. So let's get these into the sale point. Just drive through market point at the top here, and then I will drop the trailer off and we will go for a quick spin. I want to show you a couple of other bits that have been added into the map since the last time we were on here. We're now into the 2nd month of April. To do it out of cap so I can see which way I'm going. Yes, I know I'm going through the wrong way. Just stop this here and ratchet that. All sold. That's put a bit of extra cash in the bank, which is good. I'll drive around the back of here, I'll drop this trailer off and we should go for a spin. So which one should we show them first, Freon? Should we show them the new sales point first or the firewood production first?
I think the
Firewood production. Okay, let's park this trailer up here. And let's go. Firewood production, that's right out of here. And not to have a crash. Right then, so I head down this way. There should be a lane up here to go up into the little hillside up here into the forest. Let's go and find out where this new bit is. Here we go. Stick it in a bit. So this is a part of the map I hadn't explored until the other day. I went for a spin, decided to put this lot up here. Been looking for a place to put a firewood production, so this is it. So we are in the process of a number of things. Cutting down the trees here in this forested area, cutting the track a bit further through. We can now make firewood with our firewood production. Wood in this end, firewood out this end. Nothing going in at the minute because I haven't loaded any logs into it yet, but we're also making ourselves a little hut around the corner out of the rest of the wood. So this is still in production. Hopefully we'll have that finished soon too. And then we've got some other bits and pieces up here, some log stores and some various other things. This is an area I hope I'm going to build on a bit more. So that's the first bit I wanted to show you. And let's move on to the next one. And what we'll do is we'll go for a spin around this way. I'll get to the top of the hill. I'm going to pull a calendar up in the PDA and we can have a look at the fields we need to seed, can't we, little man?
Yeah.
Decide what we're going to plant in now. We've planted maize, we've planted grass. Got plenty of grass now. We've got a big enough maize supply coming in. And we've got the big wheat field. So I think we need to put another cereal crop in, I think. And then we can decide what else. We've got plenty of choice because it's early April, loads of time. Cut the corner and let's head over to this new production area. Do what the traffic does to us when it's going too slow. Right, take a right up here. Hope that puddle in that field dries out before we come to harvest time, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare. Right then, so if you didn't, like I say, if you didn't catch the live, this is going to be the other new production area that we've got. Up here we've got a few different places we can sell things or make things. So the rest of the pallets of produce that we've got in our storage down on the farm, I'm going to load into this at some point. We've also got a butcher's up here now, so we can start making meat from our animals. The next main mod I'm going to load in is a realistic livestock mod, but I need to get everything set up and sorted first before loading that in, because the amount of work it's going to cause me once it's loaded in, sorting everything out. I need to make sure everything's as it should be. So let's get into it and let's have a look around. So welcome to the new production area. Let's turn that off. So up here we've got the Cooper sawmill, got a spinnery, got a bakery, we've got our butchers just in front of us here. Big shed you can see in the left hand corner there is our storage shed. We've got a multi-grain production here which we can make a number of different things. We've got a grape production facility where we can make raisins and things like that. So that's it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the drone set up, get that in the air and give you a quick overhead view of this. And once we've done that, we'll take a spin back down to the farm. Probably, looking at the time, it's 10:25 now, so yeah, I think we're going to get back down to the farm then and mow those two fields. Try and get the hay field either tedded and up before the rain comes or the snow comes even. And then we can leave the silage on the field because that can go in wet anyway. So I'll get the drone all set up. I'll be back with you guys in a second. There we go. So let's get this drone in here. Give you a quick overhead view of what we've got here. This is all part of one of the fields. I've just got a bit creative the other night and thought I'd make it, see what it would look like. You should have a couple of fairly new mods. One thing I've noticed about this realistic weather mod, I don't know if you can see it, but there's already white on the ground in certain parts, on top of the rocks there, the sides of the roads. It's not actually snowed yet, so whether it's like loading in before the weather actually comes. I only just noticed it, but anyway. Take you for a quick cycle round here. There we go. So that's what it looks like from the air. Still got a little bit of work to do on it. Some textures to put on the ground. The barrier that goes in here, it takes you into the other side. And then that takes you back off down there. So let's get this back on the ground. Back in the pickup. And back down to the farm. So I'll see you guys in a minute when we're back at the farm. Okay, here we go. Back at the farm. Our nice, brand new, shiny, clean New Holland that's just had a wash. So let's go drop this weight. And let's pick up the mowers. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into that realistic livestock mod. The work that Arrow's done on that is absolutely incredible. It's just I want to make sure I'm prepared for it before I actually install it, otherwise I could end up with a lot more work than anticipated. Looking at some of the videos, the review videos that FSG and Scroft have done, it looks far more detailed than I first anticipated, which means it's great because it's going to make it even more realistic and, you know, making the game more immersive. I can't drive and talk at the same time. I keep crashing my tractor. I don't know what that is. It's the width on this. It's too wide to do it at the same time, so let's do it this way instead. So what was I saying? Yeah, so the immersion level of the way the realistic livestock mod works with all the cattle numbers and things like that looks absolutely brilliant. So I just wanted to make sure I was prepared for it before actually installing it, otherwise I could end up giving myself more work than anticipated, and I don't want to do that. So let's unfold this. So I think we're going to do this one as hay first, so we'll leave those up. Unfold that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the apprentice to set up the course play on this field, get this mowed, and then I will probably put this and the other mowing into a bit of a time lapse. I'll probably catch you back up once all that's done and we're ready to bale this field up before the snow comes. So put a bit of music behind it, get the drone in the air, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Enjoy. Okay, so here we go, coming to the end of this first field of the mowing. One little strip to do just on my left here. As you can see, I've got the guys out on the Fiat Agri with the tedder as soon as I possibly could, really because I'm in a massive panic now. I've done all of this mowing and then the snow's coming in an hour and a half, and if I don't get this grass up off the ground soon, it's not going to be too wet to do anything with. So in the panic, I have actually got a confession to make, and I have turned the realistic weather mod off just for this little section, just because I want to be able to get the realistic livestock mod included at the end of this episode. But I can't do that if I haven't got enough hay, because I'm slowly running out of hay, and then that's obviously going to cause me problems when it comes to installing that mod, because I won't have enough food and then I'm already going to be way behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off this field. I'm going to go straight over now to the shed and get the baler, and I'm going to get baling on this hay, get this hay up as quick as we can. I think I've got about an hour and a half, like I said, before the snow starts, so I need to get this hay up off, or at least baled up, and get it into the shed. The shed's just over there on my right hand side, so I haven't got far to take it. And then once that's done, I can put the realistic weather mod back in for the rest of the episode, and we can crack on as we were. So I mean, this is all my fault. It's down to poor planning, not really knowing exactly what I'm doing, and swapping and changing the settings and stuff earlier on in the episodes. These realistic mods are absolutely brilliant, but you need to be keeping the settings the same, and they need to be implemented from the very beginning. That's just purely from experience, really, I find. So from now on, once I've got them put back in again, I'll be keeping them where they are, keeping the settings the way they are, and all of my new saves will also have them included from the very beginning. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop crashing this tractor. I'm going to get everything put away, hook the baler up straight away, and we are going to get going on this baling of the hay. So, and then what I'll do after that is I will go back to our original plan of probably seeding the big fields. We've got the big field at the top there to seed, which we have decided. Quick off-camera meeting with the apprentice, and the decision was made to put soybeans in the big field at the top there, and we're going to put some cereal crops in the little fields at the bottom here. And I've also got one more field that needs to be ploughed out at the bottom here, and we'll probably put some canola in the bottom here. And then when we've got a bit more time, or when the season's a bit more appropriate, where am I going, baler I need, we will put probably barley or something else like that in one of the other fields. So let's get this baler hooked up, let's get over to that field, and let's get the bales off the ground, shall we? So I'm going to put this into a little bit of a time lapse so I can get cracking, and then I will meet you guys back once I have put some more bale wrap in here and I've got the hay all baled up. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Right, okay, don't panic, don't panic. The snow's come an hour earlier than forecast. Fairly sure the forecasters were Welsh when they predicted that at 1 o'clock, but never mind, we are where we are. Change of plan again, as always. Adapt and overcome, as they say. So I am going to jump in the telehandle now and literally pick these bales up off the field as they come out of the back of the baler once I've caught her. Because otherwise it's just going to get too wet. So let's get into this. And let's get these picked up and get on with it. The quicker we get this done, the quicker we can move on to the next job. I obviously don't want these getting too wet either. Otherwise the whole thing's going to be a waste. So let's get cracking on this now. Get these bales off the floor, get them out of the way of everything and out of the way of the weather. Come into the river. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to jump back into the time lapse, get the rest of this finished, get this field finished off and all the equipment away and see what happens with this snow. Potentially we could have to abandon ship with our plans, depends how long this snow actually hangs around for. So we've got plenty of work to do, just a little bit bound by the weather. So let's get these in the shed anyway. I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Right, okay, so panic over. The hay's all in the shed, all the machinery's away, snow's gone, and the weather seems to be turning. So after I've been in taking a bit of a break and stopped flapping and so much and panicking, in hindsight I could have missed up that and not bothered with all that panic really and just waited 24 hours. I'd have waited a day. The weather forecast for today is loads better. So let's have a look. See, look at that. Sun all day. I could have just waited a day, got that hay done. I know it's still -3, but instead of having to faff about, turn that mod off, panic so much, and then probably do one of the most unrealistic things I've done since playing the game, which is harvesting grass, turning it to hay at -6 when it's snowing. I should have just put a bit more forethought into that and waited a little bit, but we are where we are. Never mind, onwards and upwards. So on to the next job on the list, which is to get a planter, which is funnily enough just been delivered this morning. We've got that on demo, and get up to the top field and plant some soybeans. So ta-da, shiny new planter. Look at this. So we've had this on hire, or on demo I should say. New John Deere planter. It's got some liquid fertilizer tanks to go with it. It's got all the extra bits on it, full of wheels for the wheelings and everything else. Smart bit of kit this. So I'm going to get this hooked up to the New Holland, get up to that top field and get going on getting planting of these soybeans in this top field. And then once that job's done, I think we'll be pretty much done for this episode. So let's get in a New Holland. Take a spin up there, get this connected, take a spin up there, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Let's get this connected up then. Fairly sure this is going to be full when we connect it. It is full of seeds and liquid fert, so we've got this for a little while on demo. I'm half thinking of swapping out our old seeder for this. It's got a slightly wider width on it for planting, and I can plant everything with this as well as just the normal things. So it's not a designated seeder or planter. So see how we get on when we get up this top field, see how long it takes us. We are going to have a lot of planting to do and a lot of seeding to do in the future, so the more efficient I can be with that, the better, really. This is the only downside, or the only worry to it, is I'm going to need a bigger weight for the front of the tractor, because I could potentially start doing wheelies up the road like that. It looks good fun, but one day I might end up just sitting on the planter on the back and not being able to get the front wheels back down. So yeah, but easy on the right foot on the way up there, I think. So as usual, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the series so far. I know this one's been a bit of a calamity, all the faffing about and the panic and switching mods on and off, but I do hope you're enjoying it. Please let me know in the comments if you do. Don't forget to hit the like button if you don't mind, and if you haven't already subscribed, feel free to subscribe. Join the Discord in the link in the description. That'd be cool. I've also just joined the Licked affiliate scheme, so if, like me, you like using music for videos and stuff like that, but you can't put anything on the internet because of licensing, Licked's a really good service. You get credits per month depending on the plan that you use, and then they supply you with licensing. So any of the music you hear in any of my episodes, it's all through Licked. It's a little process you have to follow, gives you the license, and that allows you to play licensed music, like the tune that you've heard on this one, and the fact that I use Coldplay in a different episode. So if you ever want to join up to their scheme, hit the link in that. That'd also be appreciated. If you've got any questions about any of the mods that I use in this or series so far, anything like that, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. Quite happy to help out. Also the graphics setups, and we were lucky enough to be allowed to go and watch a grass harvest last weekend, and I was able to fly my drone, so that video's up on our channel. Go and take a look if you like. Me and the apprentice sat for an hour and a half and watched the guys forage 5 different fields of grass ready for silage using a really cool class Jaguar forager, and the apprentice's favourite, there was a New Holland tractor in there, so that always went down well. So check that out if you like, it's really cool. Hope you like the footage I made. Right then, we are here, so let's get this thing unfolded. This is cool. I'm loving this new planter. Hopefully we can get a good deal on this and get a decent amount of money back for our previous one. Alright then, let's get this thing on the field. One last montage, I think, before the end of the episode with us planting this field. I'll catch up with you guys when we're finished, so I'll see you in a bit. And here we go, coming up to the last row. This big field of soybeans. And we've had one refill of the tanks on this for the actual seeds. The liquid fert's done really well, so quite an efficient way of putting seeds and fert in the ground at the same time, but look a bit in comparison to our old seeder, so definitely a win from there. Got 11 litres left. Couldn't have planned that any better. So as you can see, as I passed there, the fert is come straight up. Got on with rolling. And I'm going to have to drive over the new roll bit now. There's no way out. Actually, I'll go down here instead. That'd be better. Should have done this the other way around really again. Lesson learnt there. Should have done the inland first and the headlands after. So let's get this tractor now back down to the main farm. Get everything washed off. I'm going to leave the Fiat Agri running up here to get this field all rolled up, ready for leaving then, and that can be left alone. I don't think it'll need any more treatment after that. It can just be left to grow. So I will catch you guys for a little bit of a recap and a finish off in a couple of seconds when I get back down to the farm. There we go, that's us back at the farm. Let's get this thing washed down, ready to be put away. I'm going to have to find a home for this new seeder somewhere, because it's too wide to go in any of our sheds and it won't go through any of the doors over there. So let's get it all washed off. I can make that decision a bit later on, and then we'll leave the Fiat Agri running up there, getting that field all rolled, and we'll be sorted on that one. All we've got left to do then is plough out another little section of field at the bottom here, which I will probably do in either the next episode or off camera. And then we've also just got to plant the other sections of field down here, but I've got another field of grass to harvest up from the new grass fields. Let me know what you think of that grass texture during the montage when we were harvesting that hay up as well, guys, just to see what you people think. It's always good to get some feedback on stuff like that. I think it looks really cool, but it's always good to hear what others think of it. So I'm going to get this washed up and get everything put away. I think that's pretty much us for this episode, if I'm honest. Despite all the flapping and faffing about and panic and everything else, I think we've managed to claw it back and make a success of it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I promise there won't be as much flapping next time, and there won't be as much panic. And when you come to join us next time, the realistic livestock mod should be included as well, which is going to be interesting to get used to. I'm hopefully going to get a lot of the work done off camera for that, set up, make sure all the food's in place, and make sure the livestock are all up to date, because I've got a funny feeling I'll have to sift through the cows and get rid of any of the ones that we don't need, or the ones that are unhealthy. Same with the sheep. That's that all clean. So I'll try and do a bit of that off camera, but I need to do a little bit of research into it first, because I haven't used it before, so, and it's a lot more detailed than the mods I'm used to. Arrow's done some amazing work on these realistic mods, and he's got more to come by the sound of it, so I'm really looking forward to getting into those. The herding mod he's got could be absolutely brilliant. So I've got a couple of ideas for the realistic livestock mod as well. I wouldn't mind just putting under him, just to see if he could see what he could do with them, especially with the livestock one and the feed and things like that. Anyway, thanks for joining us again, guys. We really appreciate you coming along. Hope you've enjoyed it. Again, I promise, not as much flapping, not as much panic next time, but these things happen. You live and learn. Anyway, I'll see you for the next one. We've got some other stuff coming up soon, back on Riverview soon, hopefully with a live, and my other new series should be starting in the next week or so, along with a couple of other little videos I've got planned. But yeah, check out some of the other ones, especially that forage harvester video I put up with them forest harvesting that silage. That's pretty cool. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe as always, and thank you very much for joining us. I really do appreciate it. So from me and the apprentice, Hwyl,